Hello dear students, I welcome all the standard 10 students on this online classes. So last class we have discussed about that derivations of the kinetic energy, work energy theorem and different types of kinetic energy. Okay, and I hope all of you have understood that one. And you must go through your book also. Today we will be going to discuss about transformations of energy, how that energy transform occur. That one today we will be going to discuss and learn. Already we have discussed about this one, but according to your book, what are the explanation it is given, that one we will try to understand. Okay, so without delaying, let's get started. Transformations of energy. So when we do work on an object, the energy is stored in it. So whatever the work we are performing on other object at that time, that performed work is stored inside that object. Okay, in fact work represents the amount of energy transformed from one form into another form. So work represent how much amount of energy transformed from one form to another form. So for example, when we throw a ball, we use our body energy, that means muscular energy. Yes, so we use energy obtained from food. So we are getting that muscular energy from the food only through chemical reactions and stored in our body, and that energy can be transformed into kinetic energy of the ball. So one more example, when we lift an object from the ground, we transform that muscular energy into potential energy, and that muscular energy we are getting from the food through the chemical reactions only. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood this one. So there are many examples in our day to day life in which the transformations of one form of energy to other forms takes place. So every day we are coming or we are experiencing to see the different transformations of energy. So let us understand some such examples. Okay, so potential energy to kinetic energy, how that potential energy get converted into kinetic energy. Okay, so an object at a certain height from the ground has gravitational potential energy due to its raised positions. If any object is situated at a particular height, that means it contains gravitational potential energy. Okay, so how that object will move to up to a certain height? Obviously we need to perform some work on that object. Yes, and previously we learned that one, whatever the work we are performing on that object, it is stored in the form of energy. Okay, so to raise that object, whatever the work we are doing, that work is stored in the form of potential energy, and that one is called as gravitational potential energy, because we are performing the work against gravity. That's why. Okay, so when an object, say a ball or a stone, is dropped from a height, its gravitational potential energy decreases, or we can say that one, that gravitational potential energy get converted into kinetic energy. Okay, so when the object comes into motion, it acquires the kinetic energy, thus the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. So in that way, that energy transformations occur from potential energy to kinetic energy. And one more example is given here. Similarly, when the rubber tap of a catapult or the string of a bow is stretched, at that time we are performing some work to stretch the string. So it acquires elastic potential energy. So when the rubber tap or the string of the bow is released, at that time that stored potential energy in the rubber tap or the string changes into kinetic energy and does some work to accelerate it. Yes, so here also we can see that potential energy get converted into kinetic energy. So whenever we are trying to stretch, yes, that string of a bow, at that time we are performing some work to stretch that string. So whenever we are releasing that one, that stored elastic potential energy get converted into kinetic energy only. Also, a wound up spring in a watch has the elastic potential energy due to its compressed state. So this potential energy changes to kinetic energy when the spring unwinds itself and does work in moving the watch, different hands of the watch. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood this one, how that energy conversion is taking place from potential energy to kinetic energy. Okay, next, mechanical energy to electrical energy, how that energy is converting from mechanical energy to electrical energy. So in a hydroelectric power station means the electricity is generated from water. The stored water at a certain height above the ground level has gravitational potential energy. We can consider the example of the dam also. And we know about dam. First, they are storing huge amount of water, yes, at a particular place or at a particular height. And because it is stored or because it is constant, because it is not moving anywhere fast, at that time it is contain gravitational potential energy. Then after that they are allowing that water to fall from that height. So when water falls, its potential energy changes into kinetic energy. And when moving water rotates a turbine, kinetic energy of water gets converted into electrical energy. So that falling water or the moving water helps to rotate the blades of the turbine. Okay, and when the turbine blades rotate, that mechanical energy occur, that one. So from that mechanical energy of water get converted into electrical energy. Okay, so electric generators normally used in schools, office, etc. also convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. One blades will be rotating and that one is mechanical energy only, and because of that rotating blade only it is converted to electrical energy. So water helps to rotate the blade of the turbine and obtain that mechanical energy, and because of that mechanical energy it is get converted into electrical energy. Okay,